Hi, this is Dr. Scott with Hearing Solution Centers, and today we're going to talk about what those signs of hearing loss really are. So let's get right into them. Sometimes people notice that you turn the TV up kind of high when you watch those games, when you have the war movies on. I had this lady I just had the other day. She goes, I said, what if he could watch the games lower? She goes, no, it's the war movies. That could be it. What about when you have troubles understanding in noisy places? When you go into those noisy places, do you have to have trouble? Do you say, you know what? I just don't want to go to those places anymore because it's too difficult to understand in those places? I know I have the same issue. I wear hearing aids and I struggle sometimes to go in those places and I just go, "Can you guys turn it down?" I was at a restaurant here recently. I was actually one of my favorite places. It was called First Watch here in Tulsa. And I was telling this woman and it was early on, and I said, "Can we turn down the music?" And they go, "No, we have to turn it up. We have to have it at a certain volume." I'm like, "No, you don't. Stop that silliness. You don't have to have it that loud." And so, I kind of told the manager, get that turned down a little bit more than that. That was stupid stuff, right? But that's unfortunately what we deal with, right? Do you have difficulty understanding on the phone? And I'm not talking when you have a foreign speaker, but just someone you should be able to understand. Is it a family member? Is it a friend that you're talking to and you're going, holy cow, I used to be able to understand that person. And now they're always mumbling. If that's you, it might be your hearing. Do you feel that some people tend to mumble? Let me give you a great one. A patient came into my office and he said, I used to go to this one. I used to go to church, and I don't like going to church anymore. And I said, hold on a second. How long did you go to that church? Well, 35 years. Did they have the same pastor? Yeah. Is it is it the same church? Yeah. Did he start preaching a different gospel? Well, no. I said, do you think it might be your hearing? Yeah. Oh, maybe. I don't know. It probably is. Okay? See, we stop doing some of those things because we don't realize it was our hearing. Some people notice that they have a fatigue, that they're always straining like this. When I was 16 years old, I had a teacher who said, why do you always look like this every time you're looking down a hallway? Like, I don't know. I didn't realize that I would do that because I didn't realize I had vision problems. I thought it was a normal thing to do. Do you avoid social situations nowadays because it's just too difficult to deal with? That might be a sign that you have hearing problems. Do you have to watch people's faces instead of just sitting back and listening to them? Can you just sit back and listen and not focus on what they're saying? If you're doing any of those things or many of those things, you probably do have hearing problems. Those are the perfect signs that tell you that you probably have hearing loss. You need to get it checked out. And it doesn't matter what your age is. People already know how old you are. I'm 59, and guess what? Everyone knows my age. They can guess it right out when they look at me. I can't hide it, and neither can you. Get it checked out.